Let me first of all just start out by saying I'm introducing myself. I'm the Secretary of Interior Ken Salazar, and the park here at the Arch in St. Louis is one of our 394 units within the National Park System. I am here on my third visit to this area because Senator Clair McCaskill and the business community here said this was one of the places where we could create one of the iconic national parks, not only for St. Louis and East St. Louis, for the two states, but really for the United States of America. So we have joined with the local community to come up with a design that has been put together after an international design competition, which was funded with over $1.5 million that was raised from the private sector. And today, as we were here looking at what that design would look like, I am recommitted to the proposition that right here in this place we can create one of the iconic national parks of America that brings in the local community, helps create jobs here in East St. Louis as well as St. Louis. This is a historic place for a number of different reasons. One, you have the Mississippi River, which is the third largest river on this entire earth. You have the history of the Mississippi River, which is so much entwined with the history of the United States of America. You have the history of civil rights with the Dred Scott Courthouse and the trial that took place in the historic courthouse in Illinois. You have the history of this side of the river at East St. Louis and the history of the historic bridges. So we are here to simply say that we are committed to working with the communities on both sides of the river and with the senators and the rest of the congressional delegation to make what is a dream and a vision a reality in the years to come. There is such an important part of transportation that is a part of this that I went to meet with Secretary LaHood about a month and a half ago, and I said, Senator McCaskill and Senator Durbin, those two senators have a very important project that they want us to work on. And so I asked Ray LaHood to spend some time coming out with me here to actually look at the vision and the designs. And it is my honor now to introduce the greatest Secretary of Transportation that we have ever seen, Ray LaHood.
Hello everybody, I'm delighted to be here. I'm here really at the invitation of Senator McCaskill and Secretary Salazar, both good friends and both people with a vision for what can happen when people from both sides of the river and the bi-state area work so well together. And I've been impressed with the report that I have received, the information that we have received about the big vision, the big dream that people in this region of the Midwest have for what I call a very significant legacy project. This project it's not going to benefit us, but who it will benefit are our kids and grandkids, and the people who will live here well beyond the times that we have the positions that we have. And it also sends a message to our children and grandchildren and the people that will benefit from it, that there were big dreamers. The same kind of big dreamers that had a big dream for an arch. The same kind of big dreamers that had a big dream to connect two states where I was at, between Nevada and Arizona, where they built a bridge across the Hoover Dam. Those projects are about big dreams. They're about legacy projects. They're about what America has always been about. That you cannot be dissuaded or deterred by anything except carrying out big dreams and big plans. And so after listening to what I've heard here today, I have told Senator McCaskill, and I'll tell Senator Durbin, other members of the Illinois delegation, Congressman Costello, and our friends from the Missouri side, that we will be full partners with Ken Salazar and the Department of Transportation and the delegations from both sides, the people in this area, the elected leadership in this area, in fulfilling a big dream, in completing a legacy project for the people of the Midwest. And we will work very hard on this, and I think the collaboration that's gone on means that this has the support of everyone. And with that, I want to introduce the lady who asked me to come here. Senator McCaskill really wanted both Ken and I to come here together to show the kind of support from President Obama's administration. You all know that Illinois is my home state. It's also the home state that sent Senator Obama to the United States Senate when he was a senator, and certainly now that he's president, those of us that serve in his administration realize that Illinois is very important. And Senator McCaskill really insisted that we have this meeting so we could really see not only her passion for this, but the passion of the people that are gathered here. So, Senator, thank you for making sure that we showed up here. Thank you for inviting us. Please welcome Senator McCaskill.
Thank you. If we are honest, we will all admit that this amazing piece of architecture over my shoulder, that we all think it belongs to us. If you live near the famous arch, you feel like you own it. And we are all very proud of the arch. No matter where we go in the world, and we say we're from this part of America, everyone mentions the arch. That's why it's so important that we preserve it and improve it and make sure that more people take advantage of the view that we see here, as well as the riverfront on both sides of the river. That's why this project is so important. It is by state, it is bipartisan. It is not just about one senator. It's about Dick Durbin, Mark Kirk, Roy Blunt, Clair McCaskill, Congressman Clay, Congressman Carnahan, Congressman Shimkus, Congressman Costello, and all the other stakeholders that are here today. And we have everything here, from some of the most successful businessmen in the region to local community leaders that understand this is the moment that we can quit talking about joining the two sides of the river and actually make it happen. I think it's incredibly important to the future of this region that we finally make good on what we all want, and that is a united riverfront that's dynamic, vibrant, and brings all kinds of jobs and economic development to the entire region. So I want to really thank, as I said inside the tent, you know it's special when you get two cabinet secretaries on a bus with a box lunch. And that's what we were able to do today. We had two cabinet secretaries on a bus with a box lunch for several hours. Not staff, although they have many great staff with them, but they came themselves, because this isn't just about one person trying to find funding. This is about making this a priority of the administration, the same way it's a priority for all of us at the local level. And speaking of that, it is a great pleasure that I am in Illinois, and Dick Durbin wishes he could be here because this is his home, East St. Louis. It's where he's from, and I know that he would want me to say very kind things about the mayor I'm going to introduce. We are in his territory now, and I'm pleased to have a chance to work with him on this project. Please welcome Mayor Alvin Parks.
Thank you so much, Senator McCaskill, and good afternoon, everyone. It indeed is a wonderful day to have everyone here. This is an example of big ideas and big dreams matching with people who are ready to work hard and get things done behind the scenes and in front of the scenes to make positive things happen. This is one of those moments that you look at and you understand this is truly special, not only because of the view, but because all the other views that are yet to even be created. We one day now look at East St. Louis as a place that you can look from St. Louis, Missouri into East St. Louis, Illinois, and envision something really, really positive on this side of the river, thanks to all those who stood steadfast and said, we need a national park in East St. Louis. And the greatest way to do that is to actually take the national park that is in St. Louis, Missouri, and expand it to East St. Louis, Illinois. One of the things we understand is that the river is truly not a wall, it's a ribbon. It's a connecting piece between the two states, between the cities, and between the counties. With that said, there's so many people to thank. I continue to thank these secretaries, Secretary LaHood and Secretary Salazar, for taking time out of their extremely busy schedules to come and see, come and feel the moments of what is about to be very special. Thank you, Senator McCaskill, for your leadership in bringing them here. We thank all those who are working with these great people to make this moment happen. One of those great people is my cohort from the Missouri side of the river, who is a true champion of community development and economic development. All you have to do is look at what's happening in St. Louis, Missouri, to understand the man is a champion, and he's not just a champion for St. Louis, Missouri, he's a champion for the entire region, and that is the one and only Mayor Francis G. Slate.
And Secretary LaHood, Secretary Salazar, Senator, everybody, this is great to be here. I'm very excited as the Mayor of the City of St. Louis to see this type of collaboration for such an important project for the entire region. This is a visionary project, this is a transformative project, and this is one that will take regional support and regional collaboration and cooperation to help make happen. You know, when you stand here and you look across the river is the reason why we're all here. That's a major asset. You see the magnificent arch. This is the best view of the arch, and as I said from the tent, this is, we cannot take this for granted, and we cannot let this get away from us. This is something that we need to take advantage of, the great view of the arch over here. And the arch is something, as the Senator said, is something of great pride, a source of great pride for all of us here regionally, but it also has a national significance. It signifies the westward expansion of our nation. It's something that all of us, I don't think even, none of us take for granted here, day in and day out in the St. Louis region. So this is a great opportunity for all of us. I want to thank Mayor Parks for his cooperation and his support and his efforts in making this happen. But you know, it's going to take still a lot of heavy lifting to make happen. But with the people that we have here today and a lot of others who support this, we're going to make this happen. And on October 28th, 2015, we'll have something really big to celebrate. Thank you.
Take questions either for me or Secretary LaHood or Senator McCaskill or the mayors.
Mr. Secretary, I think the thing that's on everybody's mind is the money realistic at this point, given the state of the economy and all the turmoil in Washington about finding money for everything, essential services as well as projects such as this.
The question is whether there is the money concern. Let me just answer that in two ways, and perhaps Secretary LaHood and Senator McCaskill want to comment on as well. First of all, we don't yet know how much this will cost, and so really the central point and message of today is that there has been a great vision developed after a lot of work here at the local level, working with national parks and other entities, and we are here to endorse that vision. You've heard that endorsement strong and clear from Secretary LaHood. That's a first step. There are other steps to come, and in the months ahead, we are told by the design team that we've got to have costs that are broken out. And so we'll have a better picture of what the costs are and how we might be able to phase this in over a period of time. There's no doubt that ultimately one of the major challenges will be the money and how the money is raised to be able to put this thing together. But I think there is enough enthusiasm to create the kind of public-private partnership and to be able to find funding sources from a variety of different places to ultimately create what really is a legacy type of project. And at the end of the day, when I look at projects like this one here that we are proposing, it is about heritage, and it's about the future of Illinois and the future of Missouri and the two cities and the future of America. But it also has a very important jobs component to it. The millions of visitors that come to see the arch every year draw tourist dollars here in this area. So when we think about tourism and the millions and millions of jobs that are created around tourism, this can be a job creator not only in the restoration and construction, but also with respect to tourism. Secretary LaHood and Claire, you may want to
Well, I think one of the things to point out here is how layered this group is. We have the head of MoDOT here. We have IDOT here. We have the national leaders of both the parks and obviously the Secretaries of Interior and Transportation. we have mayors here, and we have business leaders. So what we're really looking at here is to layer different sources of funding together in a way that make this project a reality. And that's a matter of making it a priority. And that's why you see the kind of groundwork that's going on. That's why you see these visits. That's why you see so many people involved in the selection and the judging and now the cost estimations. This has really been a remarkable effort in terms of how many stakeholders have participated in this. And we expect money to come from all of those stakeholders.
And again, what is it going to mean? Are you there yet?
Well, the design that was selected, as has been covered, I think, extensively in the St. Louis area, is essentially an effort to make this part of the national park more vibrant and more accessible, with the opportunity for people and families to easily get to this location to really enjoy the arch. This is the best view of the arch. The idea is to make it pedestrian friendly and to maybe have some form of transportation that makes it easy to get across the river for people who are visiting our area and local families. The idea is to make the arch accessible to downtown St. Louis, make it more welcoming, avoid that the dangerous walk from downtown St. Louis over major highways and through major highways, to make the museum more welcoming and more accessible, to make it not be a parking garage activity where you park your car, go to the arch, get in your car and drive somewhere else, to integrate it into the fabric of St. Louis and East St. Louis, and once and for all, have an activity that really draws people to both sides of the river. That's the vision of the plan that was selected, and I really feel awkward characterizing it because he's here. Our wonderful designer who was selected to work on this. So that's the essence of what we're trying to do, and it involves a lot of different pieces, and I think our commitment is we not prioritize, have those pieces fight one another. We want it to be seen as a whole project, so we don't get into a situation, well, let's do Illinois first, or let's do this piece first. We want to try to make this all happen as one viable unit.
Senator,
How many people?
Secretary Salazar is right. We don't have specific cost estimates for the project. We have a sense of magnitude of the Park Service in general. The Park Service needs, you know, with the start of the premium that is about €300 million plus, are we alive for that kind of support for the Park Service part? I mean, is that science fiction, this kind of environment, or between now and 2015, can you imagine ways to get it?
I can't.
Senator McCaskill, how many jobs will come to East St. Louis?
Let me just answer that question on that one on the Park Service budget. You know, the fact of the matter is that there are tough times in all of our budgets, in transportation and Department of Interior, and in every part of government. For us, within our limited resources, we will pick those projects that make the most sense and have the greatest degree of community collaboration and support. And certainly, when I look at the partners that have put together this vision here, this is one of the best collaborations in the United States. So we expect to be supportive on how we ultimately will put the money together that will make this all possible with the challenge we will face in the months ahead.
Secretary,
How many people will get jobs in East St. Louis to help build this project?
The jobs for
building the project. How many people will actually be with the construction?
you know, we're not that far into the project yet. You know, I think that by the time that we get to February and into March, there'll be a better sense of what the costs are and perhaps a phase again of the project. Right now, our statement here and what we were doing today was coming here to endorse the vision that really is a multiply driven vision for the creation of this great bi-state, bi-city, national iconic park, which Senator McCaskill describes.
I had a question for both secretaries, just to put you both on the spot, and Secretary Salazar. Since we're talking about spending, can either one of you say what the current federal deficit is today? And if you know the answer, how is this not poor? What's the deficit today, and is this poor?
Well, first of all, I didn't know we were going to play Jeopardy with the press, but the deficit is big. It's huge.
Can you give us a number?
I'm not going to give you a number because the idea that you know, we came here to talk about the deficit is not why we came here. We came here to talk about a magnificent project that has the cooperation and collaboration of a two-state region for the people, that has a big vision, and we're going to work very hard to work through the idea that there are a lot of smart people, both here in this region and in Washington, that are going to find the public dollars and the private dollars to make it happen.
Secretary Salazar, do you know the size of the deficit, and if so, can you justify this project that some might say is poor? Give us a number.
You know, I strongly support what Ray LaHood said. At the end of the day, I do know the size of the deficit totally, but the reality of it is, this is about standing up America to its greatness, to its history, to the creation of jobs right here in East St. Louis as well as in St. Louis, and making sure that 50 years from now, this country is as strong as this country has been, and we ought not to be afraid to move forward with the kind of visionary concepts and designs that we've put together here by the community. Thank you. One more question.
When do you expect to see what this project's going to look like? We picked the designer, we haven't picked the design.
We have indeed picked up a design. Why don't I just call on our designer to just make a quick comment about it, because he has worked very hard on it and has designed some of the most fabulous projects all around the world.
On January 24th, we will be having the unveiling of the 90 days of work that has happened since our team won the competition. And I think the real substantive answer to your question is that it will be on that evening in January. January 24th. I guess now we will stick with that date, Walter.
Has public input been involved in that process? Because I was told early on there would be, as far as looking at what parts of the plans would be included and not included.
This is an iterative process. Nobody is coming down, descending to the heavens and saying, here's the project, here's the design, here's the money, goodbye. This is the entire region, bipartisan, by state, all you're thinking. What Michael and his team will present in January is the iteration from that design, which was selected by the jury, the design team, and then how he has brought it to the ground through the issues that he now understands about the East Bank, about the Cleveland, Washington Avenue, I-70, the new stuff that he's learned. That doesn't mean that the 24th is it. We're getting closer and closer, and then we welcome the public's comeback to those issues with comments, and it will continue to be iterative. I'll go back to it. When Jack Danforth and I toured Millennium Park several years ago, and Ed Euler, who's one of the developers of Millennium Park, we asked him, what's the one mistake you made that you'd never do again? And he had said, at the beginning, naming a budget. They didn't know what they were going to do yet, but they threw out a number. From that day forward, it was the over-budget Millennium Park, which understates its value to the world, to Chicago. It's not Cork. And that's where we're going. We want to know what the value proposition is, and then we'll decide whether it's worth it.
Thank you very much.
So, Mayor, what does this project mean to East St. Louis?
What it means to East St. Louis is another very good starting point for the development of the East St. Louis riverfront. This is an opportunity for us to complete something that's a part of a very big dream, but also a part of making sure that East St. Louisans gain economic prosperity, have another great green space to go to, and really complete the cultural look of East St. Louis.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.